Here we go. What's up, man?
What's going on, bro?
Fought through a little technical difficulty, and now here we are. Good to be back.
Yeah, we're just infants trying to figure this whole thing out. We have absolutely no idea. And I honestly, I don't even give a shit. Like, it just seems like, why has it got to be so complicated? It should be super
Agreed.
simple.
Agreed. Just trying to get the message out there. Like the medium is really not so important. I'll use whatever medium is available. I just want one that works. Like we're
Yeah.
just trying to get these out there in a reliable manner. But yeah, we're learning. We're taking our baby steps, and we'll get a reliable method here. But yeah, man, it's changed from Wild Wednesday to Field Notes, dramatic improvement.
Yeah, I love it. It really resonates. Like we were here saying before, but it really resonates with what we're doing here. Taking our own individual experience, experimenting with it, coming back on this platform and sharing with each other and the world of our notes on the matter, what we set out to do, and then what we've learned along the way.
Investigated
Beautiful. I'm
report.
glad you came up with that name. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, man, talk is one thing, practice is another. That's what we're here for. So yeah, you had some super good ones from last week. So let's dive in. Go ahead with yours, and then I'll talk about my things from last week, and then we can dive into the future plans.
Yeah. So again, the one thing that I came back with this week is learning that less is more. So much and deeply recognizing how powerful that statement is. Um, one common example might be with like working out. Um, if you're working out all the time and you're really like you think it's just about stacking more exercises on more cardio in to burn more calories and blah 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 blah, you'll recognize that you'll burn out super quick, and then you also burn out, but you also lose the motivation and like the just the natural desire to like work out. When you do without with something for so long, there's a natural yearning for it that just kind of spurs up and the excitement that comes from it. But when you're dragging your feet to do something every single day, and you don't and that desire has just left you, and it might not be there every time, but it doesn't come at all anymore, then you're on the path to burnout. You're on the path to forgetting why you even started in the first place. So last week I kind of just threw out a couple different things, recognized that throughout this week, I had a lot of shit come through. I had a lot of work and just everyday activities come through. And also my mind wants to focus on what I already set out to do still. I'm still in the process of ingraining it into my everyday life. So to make a long story short, I didn't do everything that I said I was going to do. And I'm completely fine with that because I accepted that I was just too scattered. And I'd so much rather be honed in on one thing and consistently being able to tap into it and focus on it.
Yeah,
And that goes for anything in my life. Um, so the one thing I just tapped in this past week on what I said I was going to set out to do was take out stimulants from my life for the next 2 weeks. So one more week. So coffee, cacao, chocolate, anything like that, anything that's just like an immediate rush or immediate pick me up, cancel it out. And I've stayed strong with that, even though there's been some temptations, but I've stayed strong with that. And the one thing I'll say regarding cutting out stimulants is it just delivers such a internal calm subtly. It starts off super subtly, but over the long haul, it builds. It has like an exponential function to it that um, it just drastically builds. As soon as I get usually past a week, it starts to am able to tap in internally to this calm state, and it's super stable. So anyway, I'll leave it there. I'll probably fill in a little more before we chop off, but let's uh, transfer over to you and let's see what's going on your side of the fence.
Yeah, yeah, I can 100% relate to the experience of cutting the stimulants. So that I'm in it right now. I cut coffee along with booze and weed, and yeah, from the coffee side, I always get a pretty bad withdrawal for a couple days, really gnarly headache. After the headache subsides, and then I don't do it for about a week, then I also feel really an inner calm. I actually like I feel it a lot in the mornings when I would normally drink coffee. I normally have like 3 cups of coffee in the morning. Um, and I feel that calm when I don't do it, when I'm just going about my morning activities and that substance isn't there. I'm not putting that in my body. Like it does build up. It really does build up. And it compounds with the like not drinking and stuff. I always wake up with no hangover, and there's definitely like a different kind of peace that comes from that. So yeah, it's a profound thing. Uh yeah, yeah, man, from my side, I said no video games, and I held good on that up until last night. Ended up playing some late night Call of Duty with my buddy. Other than that, I didn't play all week, but had to get that a W in Warzone. So yeah, it was.
How does that, was you mentally going longer than that? Like, would you say you gave in or what?
So yeah, I mean, the what I had in mind was no video games until we had this next episode. So yeah, I definitely I failed the I didn't clear the hurdle. Yeah, just kind of gave in to the temptation. My buddy was free for a while, and I had just got back home from music night with my bro, and wanted to play a little COD. So yeah, I hopped on and succumbed to the temptation. But yeah, a week without it was good. It definitely is like it's one of those. I imagine I just have not done like a lot of phone scrolling in my life, like a lot of social media scrolling, but I can see how it's probably kind of akin to that experience when I'm doing it. Like it's very constant. Like the online games, you can't pause them. So it's just taking your attention. Like you can't look away. You can't like if you go to the bathroom, you get shot. Like you just got to play. So it's like it's very, and then the time between matches is very short. So it's just this big like rush where you're just locked into this thing and it grabs all your attention, and it can be very hard to come out of that and transition to another productive activity. That's what I've learned. So not doing that, I did feel like less chaotic and more centered, and like it was easier for me to work on my other goals, just because that attention taking thing wasn't there. um so yeah, an interesting experience. I haven't gone without it for a while. I normally it's just kind of part of the routine. It's how I keep in touch with those guys. So that was interesting. Um, the other thing for me was apply to 5 local jobs. So just here in the Terre Haute area, I did that just once for part time, so I can keep doing these projects on the side and yeah, see what's coming in the future. Leave the flexibility for these endeavors. But yeah, I think I applied to 6 or 7. There's a few good places around here.
Cool, man. Cool. So, and you're still working through the presence process, right?
I am, yeah,
That's just kind of underlining everything.
yeah, dude, underlying and overtaking everything. Um,
Yeah.
for sure, this like stopping the substances and stuff it has an impact. I don't think I've ever stopped all that stuff for 10 weeks like I'm in the process of doing. But this is week 2, and what can I say, man? It's very profound. It's very subtle. I'm learning a lot, and I've been going back and like reviewing the material, and it's funny how the text reads differently after a week and a half of actually doing the process. I'm just read the words and different meanings come through because I've been sitting with this and being with my own experience. The one thing I'll say, I won't talk too much about it, is there's been a lot of irritation coming to the surface. And I think that I have suppressed some of that in my life. Like these last few days, I've just found myself getting kind of irritated and pissed off for like no apparent reason. And I'm a pretty happy-go-lucky guy, very optimistic and energetic. So I think part of me is like has tried to make things sunshine and rainbows for a long time. And now that I'm letting those experiences come through, like that irritation that I was pushing down has come to the surface. And I just find myself feeling that for no apparent reason. That's been a theme this week for me.
Mm, interesting. That sounds super powerful. You Midwesterns are, yeah, have that rainbows and sunshine complex. That's what I would describe Jeff as, from the inception of when we met till now, where he's discovering his inner New Yorker.
Yeah. Yeah, let it be. Let it be. I'm open to it.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm keen to hear how this develops and what it reveals.
Yeah, me too. We're gonna find out.
Cool. Cool. All right, man. So what do we got on the horizon for this week? What's in the field? What are we cooking up?
Yeah, so mine,
Any
I actually wanted to discuss it and I wanted some advice from you. So I'm considering doing another fast. It's the right
mm,
time for me. It's been a while. The last one I did was a 4-day fast and it's fairly powerful. That was the longest I'd ever done in my life. You remember the one I tried in Waimanalo for 3 days, and then it was Thomas's birthday, and he cooked those ribeyes. Oh man, the first thing I ate after a 3-day fast was a big ass fucking ribeye. Oh man, my stomach felt so weird after that. Oh,
the
couldn't resist that.
they said do not break fast with meat.
No, especially not 16 ounces of it or 18 ounces of it. Um,
Yeah.
But anyway, that previous one, it was a few months ago when I did this 4-day fast, longest one I'd ever done, and the experience was very interesting. So the first couple days were when I felt most of the discomfort and the physical discomfort, the sensations in the stomach kind of faded away relatively in the third and fourth days, and it was pretty easy to get through. It's just a water fast, nothing else, no coffee. And I was just feeling good after the fourth day. And I broke it very gently, started with some orange juice. And then I think I had something like oatmeal or something pretty easy to digest, not something that had to be chewed up a lot. But what I noticed after day 4 was that my body was still expunging everything that was coming into it. It was like, man, after like day 5, I start eating again. And then day 6, on both of those days, man, I must have crapped like 5 times. It was wild. It was like my body was not ready to take in food yet. And for a minute, I was kind of worried. I was like, did I break the fast too early? Did I get my body in this mode where it wants to fast for longer and it's not ready to absorb this nutrition? So it's just everything is just going straight through me. So that was I wondered about that, but I mean, I felt okay. And day 7, day 8, I was back to normal. So I'm wondering about the length. I'm wondering what to do, where I should take it. And I know you have some experience, so I just wanted to talk about it.
Yeah. What's your intentions behind going into it?
That's the question. Yeah. So well, one's very gross, very not subtle, very obvious, is that I've been feeling full. I've actually been eating a little bit too much, indulging quite a bit these last few days. So I feel full, and that's just kind of calling me to do a fast and clean my body out. The other part is it's a regular Regular practice for good health. Yeah, ever since
Yeah.
engaging with Herbert Shelton's work and trying the fasting and learning more about it, I think it's an integral part for health. So I try to do it at least a few times in the year.
For the length of the fast, I don't have, we probably have comparable experience. I think the longest I've done is a week. Um, so first and foremost, I'd say whatever you set out to do, go and do it that amount of time. And also you have to take into consideration everything else that's going on in life. Because as you know, like fasting can really impact, all aspects. Doesn't have to, but it definitely has the opportunity or presents the opportunity for it to impact things. And also I will say, with the presence process and the irritation coming up, that can maybe be amplified. So longer you go without food, more irritation that might be able to develop, but also it could lead to breakthroughs, could lead to, discoveries of things that you weren't aware of in the subconscious that's working its way up right now. And also you were mentioning in our last chat about you having feelings in your, heart or solar plexus area that were sort of discomforting, and they could be tied to that to some fashion. Um, so yeah, I mean, just general advice would be that to really spend time, I guess, ironing out your intention and then setting your path up and committing to it. Um, Obviously, like for me, the longer I go, obviously the harder it gets. So if you got things planned in the next week or so, you know, and also take into consideration maybe what I pulled in from this past week, less is sometimes more. And unless you're trying to go and beat your, beat your current length, which I don't think is necessarily the right thing to do to begin with. But for the gut thing, I think that's a good place to start. Like how disruptive are you actually feeling? If it feels like it's pretty intense, I'd go longer for sure. But
Yeah,
also have fun with it, man. Test the waters.
agreed. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I'm gonna sit with the intention a little bit and I'll get a length for it. And that's gonna be my challenge for this week. Do a little fast.
Yeah,
Fast soon.
sounds good, man. Yeah, that always gets me. This is something that you easily forget, right? Like it makes sense why religions like have it on certain days, certain times of the year.
Yes.
It's and in the modern age, got a fucking big ass fridge over here. I could go in and have a cup of milk right now or whatever the hell I want to eat, an orange, anytime I want. It's so easy to eat in today's world that fasting is something you deliberately need to go out of your way to practice, to give intention to, and it's difficult. It's not an easy process, but it's important. So yeah, glad you're bringing it back in because now it makes me think about it again, and it's beneficial to me. Cool, man. Anything else? Is that the sole focus?
That's gonna be the sole focus for me.
Cool, cool. So yeah, for me, so I'm riding on uh how should I say it? Massively adventurous and mundane still. Um I'm in this teetering place in life where I am approaching big things, big deviations and paths that are forming. As the professional side of things, it's more just professionals requiring a bit of a more strict take on life to get you there, or a more constructed view to
Hmm.
make things happen. So that's kind of what's been guiding me presently. Is this um, professional approach that is solely kind of intended to alleviate my gravity from the financial hold this world can have on us. It's been directed solely towards that focus. And I
Yes.
mean, these characteristics are movable. They can be applied to all aspects of life. But that's kind of what they have been directed towards right now. and just give me that foundation to apply myself in a way that's going to give me the best success rate and everything. So that's where I'm still at. And I'm just going to pull one from last week. Again, this is, I'm basically an infant in this professional world. I'm not going to get into it, but I am. So I've like literally never known a schedule before. So I said last week I was gonna get a fucking whiteboard with schedule. I'm gonna do that this week and start like scheduling my life. That's my plan. I mean, this is probably, people were learning this shit when they were coming out of the womb, but I have not. I've been pretty unstructured person for majority of my life. So this is like so unusual to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Boxes. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been doing it forever. Not since the womb, but a long fucking time. And it was always a big point. It was made our interaction super interesting that you were unscheduled and so free in the way that you did things. I've learned a ton from you over the years because you showed me another way of living. And there's a lot of things that I admire about that. You've had experiences that a lot of people who took a similar path to mine, it would be hard for them to imagine unless they met somebody like you and talked with them and actually like experience like what it's like. So yeah, dude, it's don't regret that experience. It's something that's pretty rare and uncommon, and it's never too late to get a fucking whiteboard. So here you are, full speed ahead, man.
I appreciate that, man. I really do. It means a lot. Yeah, I'm not going to lose that. I think it's such a good thing to have unstructured parts of our life to allow for spontaneity and play. But when you want to get your hands in this world and play by the fucking rules, I guess, to some degree, you can't actually play by the rules because you lose if you play by the damn rules. But you know what I mean? You gotta, to be in this world, you gotta have some structure, I guess. So yeah, I'm getting my first whiteboard.
Cool.
What I was gonna say. Okay, yeah. So that's kind of, ties into this whole professional direction I'm going in. And I'll just leave it off with, as you know, the plans I have, if they do fall through, that my scales are tipping. I feel myself tipping in a very adventurous path, which will be expressed through, what we got going on in field notes. So
Sweet.
Either way, I'm excited because they're going to intertwine at some point or another. They're both intentions that are on the same path. Just a matter of when each one clicks.
Beautiful, man. I'm so excited for that. Yeah, same here. The intentions are only going to grow and get bigger. So we gotta onward and upward and inward, especially with this presence process.
Yeah. All right, man. Anything you want to leave it with?
No, this is great, man. I'm happy
Cool.
to be in this place.
Yes, every day, every week I am as well. All right, man. Let's get to it. Let's hop out into the field and we'll see each other next week.
All right. Much love, man. See you next week.